The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a Primal Lifestyle. With your hosts, Nico and Ellen Haan. Now, Nico and Ellen Haan.
Good morning, I'm Nico Haan. Welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore every turn to a more balanced and natural wild world.
To recover our natural health and regain our rights and freedoms. Good morning, I'm Ellen Haan, back from vacation physically, but mentally still in the mountains.
And it's a beautiful morning in downtown St. Petersburg, 82 degrees and partly cloudy. It's going up to 89 today, so we're in the typical pattern.
August.
And the storm missed us.
It's August.
And we're back.
Yay! Yay!
I'd like to remind you folks, first of all, please, during these COVID 1984 times, we call it. I can't find my cursor. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. This thing seems to disappear at will. Okay, Primal Edge, our one-shot wonder, over 310 organic, cell-ready liquid ingredients, so it's easy to take. Please take this, get the subscription, it's $89 every single month, and this gets you all the nutrition you need, as long as your diet's good too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And also, what?
We took it during our vacation.
Yeah, in fact, we doubled. That's what we normally, whoops, there's a vacation picture. Also, Health Signals newsletter. These are the stories for the past 2 weeks that we've been kind of going over. Has to do with a little bit of a vacation too, and so check those out, and we'll be going over some of those things today too. And welcome back, honey.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to be back. And
it's hard to get back in the routine, though. I think I'm still on vacation mentally.
Took me a couple of days. We got back Thursday, late Thursday, and kind of settled back into our routines, but it's Monday morning, I just started working again, and yeah, everything's good. So it's great to be back, but we really enjoyed our vacation too. What a thing. And one of our first articles that we were talking about here is the importance of taking a vacation. And one of the things it mentions here, and this is always for me a biggie, simply planning a vacation boosts your happiness up to 8 weeks before the trip. Of course, we planned this trip a year ago. So we had a lot of anticipation about it. But as it gets closer, we start looking at ways we're going to go, things we're going to do.
And the added interesting complication of the
COVID-19.
The shutdown, the quarantine, things that were going on. Would we be able to get out of the state? Would we be able to
and
travel?
originally we were going to leave like the first week of August, and we decided that we didn't want to wait. We didn't know if it was going to be shut down further, so we said,
and there's always the hurricane issue.
That too, and we were 2 weeks of pretty good weather, it looked like, in the tropics. So, in fact, we came back a little bit early just because of that storm that missed us again. They always seem to miss us, and that's fine with us.
Thank goodness. Knock on some wood here.
But the thing is that vacations are hugely important, and I always had the notion that maybe every 3 months you need a week off. You know, so a good month. In Europe, a lot of traditions of the countries are that they take the whole month off, and usually it's August.
August, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody takes off, and that makes sense. But it kind of, I'm sure the restaurant people aren't taking off, so there has to be somebody waiting on somebody somewhere. So not everybody can go on vacation at the same time.
Right. But it is a standard in Europe for families and everybody to take August.
And I think one of the things that was entrenched in life when I grew up is that summer vacation time, not only because I was a student when I was young, and of course you had the nice 2.5-month break, but as I grew up and our kids came and everything like that, it was very important to plan every year a vacation. And not just one, maybe a few small ones like weekenders that we used to do all the time. So these things have been entrenched in our society, and I think it's part of the American dream to have that vacation, that 2 weeks where you go on the road, and that's what we did.
Yeah, we did indeed.
And we had a good time, too, I'll tell you, with the scenery. Of course, we drove, and that's been the agenda the last few years. We just don't feel like getting into crowds.
And now with everything
with the COVID,
with wearing a mask from the moment you leave your vehicle in the parking garage until the moment you get into a vehicle at your destination airport.
Well, that's what you're supposed to be. That's not really reality. That's not how we did it.
No, I'm saying that's what's going on now.
Yeah.
So flying is not as attractive
Right.
as it was.
Yeah, if you're on a plane, who wants to wear a mask? And the mask, for me, I don't like them at all. I wear one of the neck things, the gaiter. But I only wear it when I have to, when they regulate it. And it was interesting because we went through one state, Oklahoma, that had no regulations whatsoever.
No requirements.
No requirements.
For masks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was talking to the guy at the pump. I was always pumping up, and he was saying, we don't wear a mask here in Oklahoma. And he was bragging about it and all that stuff. And a bunch of other conversations led to that. But it was a lot of fun. And just the freedom of being on the road, to me, has always been vacation for me. Not so much getting on a plane, but getting on the open road. Of course, I like four-wheeling, and I like getting out in the woods.
Yeah, getting on the road and off the road.
Yeah, so to speak, yeah. And of course, we went to visit some friends.
And
we went
some family.
Yeah, so we arrived in Colorado Springs after the long drive on Sunday.
Right.
And we had a nice dinner. In fact, I don't even remember the restaurant, but it's fabulous food everywhere we went. And then
it was a restaurant and butcher shop as well.
Yeah, in Colorado Springs. If you look that up, you'll find the place, and it was just fantastic.
The food was fabulous.
And the next morning, we went up on Pikes Peak.
One other thing about Colorado is the food is farm to table almost everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
if you
that's
go to a
important.
restaurant that's not a chain or whatever, you get farm to table, you get grass-fed beef, you
Yep.
get free-range chickens, you get fresh vegetables if you want them, and it's really, the food there is so good.
And microbreweries everywhere, which was nice.
There's
too.
more microbreweries than people in Colorado.
I think so too.
Every town has at least 2 microbreweries.
Yeah. So Sunday we arrived there. Monday we went out to dinner with Ben and Kat of Suspicious Observers.
Ben Davidson.
Ben Davidson and Kat Davidson. That was really nice getting back together again. Of course, we were supposed to have the conference, which isn't going to happen. So, and from there on, we took we did Pikes Peak the day before that.
Yeah, we had never, even with all of our trips out there, we had never gone to the top of Pikes Peak.
No, I went there with my dad back in the 70s or 60s sometime, I think it was.
I don't know what they're building on the top of Pikes Peak.
Yeah, there was a lot of construction going on, so you couldn't even really stop. And it was so crowded on the top, we just decided to buzz back down again. The next day, we took a Rampart Range Road from, and that's a kind of an off-road trail, mostly just washboard roads. But the scenery,
washboard roads. Well, let's say mild rock, a little corrugated, then we get to the part where it was like, be careful you don't break your teeth and bone jarring.
Yeah, they either had to go 3 miles an hour or 30. To get above the washboard in a lot of places. But the scenery was gorgeous, and it took
Do we have any pictures?
We probably have pictures.
Let's see what we got. Yeah, it was everywhere you look, every turn, every corner you turn is just it's gorgeous out there. And we can take a look at the pictures when we get there.
Yep, we'll be right back, folks. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
And welcome back. So this is a picture of Pikes Peak here.
From the Rampart Range Road.
Yeah.
That was the road bed at that point. We were lulled into submission thinking this was going to be an easy drive.
Yeah. And something happened here.
There we go. But it was gorgeous. It just, ranged from all kinds of terrain. And
yeah. Beautiful country
mountains.
out there, and that's why we go out there so we can see it.
Yeah, yeah.
So after that, the Range Road, we went to visit some cousins, which was nice, a kind of social distancing type of thing. So we sat on the back porch, and it was really just nice getting together and chatting about the whole experience of everything. And then we went to Colorado, to Eagle, and met with Mark Abel, and this is Brandon.
Brandon Branzini.
Yeah, and we met for breakfast, and then you went out and kind of had
I took a day off because I had made a classic mistake when you go on vacation, and I had gone from being overbooked and overwhelmed to overbooking us in terms of things to do on a daily basis while we're on vacation. So the first day, we got there and we settled down and we had dinner, and then the next day was Monday, and I literally had 4 Zoom calls on Monday in the hotel. Clients were clamoring and things were happening, and I had a Habitat for Humanity Executive Committee meeting.
You were solving problems.
I was solving problems, and I was doing what I do very well.
Yep.
And then Monday night, we went to dinner with our friends, and then Tuesday, we had a schedule to meet the cousins, and then on Wednesday, we had a schedule to drive to Eagle, and then we had breakfast 2 days in a row, and we had dinner after your hike. And it was just, I thought, what, for goodness sakes, what was I thinking? But once we got through all of that, I felt totally relaxed because we had no schedule.
Right. Yeah. So I was out with the boys, and I have various videos on there. If you go to YouTube, my channel, End to Haan, or you can just go Nico with Colorado Bigfoot. You'll find the videos. These are some of the pictures here. You can see the bends and things that we saw. The X's everywhere, always. And that's me and Brandon and
Mark
and I. And the three of us having...
The hunters having dinner.
Yeah, yeah. It was really a nice experience out there. And as soon as we got up to Bigfoot Universe, and as soon as we just pulled up, there was yelping and there was all kinds of activity in there. And we went deep in there and we really had a good time. Saw a lot of structures, a lot of movement, took a lot of pictures. And it was just one of those really, really good experiences. I'd never been to Bigfoot Universe, and everything just seemed larger there. The trees were 100 foot long and stuck up in X's and things like that. So that was just very, very cool.
And the weather was perfect, and the forest bathing didn't hurt anything either.
No, it always
just
makes me
breathing
feel
that
good.
fresh air.
And I really didn't have any problems. I did my deep breathing exercises even on the mountain. I did some of that, and then after a while, everything settled down, and I didn't seem to be affected by the altitude that much. But it was a strenuous climb, and that's why we go there, to have fun like that.
Challenge yourself.
Yeah. And these are just some of the pictures of... And you found a restore for Habitat of Humanity.
Everywhere I go, it seems that I find that there's a magnet for me, for Habitat.
Yeah.
And I found the restore in Eagle, Colorado.
I was pulling into a car wash.
Went to a car wash, right?
And right
some
across the
obscure
street.
back street, we're wending our way through the town, and we found that. And
So then we were kind of heading south to Gunnison.
Gunnison.
Gunnison is right in the middle of Colorado and right near a place that I went back in 1980 called Tin Cup Pass. And at that time it wasn't open at the top. You could just drive to the top and back down from the east side, and the west side was closed. So I'd always wanted to do this trail, but after doing research, I found it was going to be like 4.5 hours.
Well, that was when we did the Rampart Range Trail. We were thinking it was about 20 miles, and we
it ended up to be 60.
Well, we ended up, we didn't read all the way down. We should have kept on scrolling because ultimately it was 60 miles, but which was fine. It was gorgeous, and we really enjoyed it.
And actually the time that we took to do it, which was 4 hours, was the time we needed just to be on the road.
Right.
So we wouldn't arrive early and have, sit in the hotel room and things like that.
Rampart Range was rated easy, and so, and after, my teeth were rattling around and everything.
Yeah, easy to a point.
Yeah.
I mean, it was easy.
Easy doesn't mean smooth.
That's right.
That's the key.
Yeah.
I came up with 10 observations for off-road experience.
And we've got a couple of more adventures that we'll talk about off-road.
Because for me, it was all new a couple of years ago when we first started this Colorado trip and off-roading. And so the first thing I said was, don't believe anything anyone tells you or anything you read about off-roading. Number 2, don't believe anything you hear or read about a particular trail.
They change.
Number 3, oh my God, and oh, no, that doesn't work. You actually have to know to say driver, passenger.
Yeah, to do
when
the
you're giving
different
directions,
lines.
if you're navigating, okay? Number 4, you will definitely find out what happens when another vehicle is coming toward you on a one-lane ledge trail.
Yeah, you kind of have to pull over, and the rule is that the people going up
the
climbing have the right of way.
Okay.
That normally is the case.
Which, when you've got a bunch of people who've just rented a Jeep at Al's place down on the at the
Yeah,
bottom
they don't
of the
know
mountain,
all these things. Yeah.
don't know what a locker is, I'm not so sure you have a right of way going on there at all. Okay, so next, a trail rating of easy bears no relationship to the amount of violence your body will experience on the trail.
True enough.
If the road isn't paved, air down the tires.
Yep.
Don't think about it, just do it.
That's right.
Just
Makes it
air
nice and
down the
soft.
tires. Makes a big difference, okay? Number 7, don't try and keep your head stabilized. You gotta be a bobblehead. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with pulled muscles in your neck and problems with your back. You'll get whiplash if you try and stabilize your head. Number 8, the same terrain you negotiated going up will be totally different and much easier on the way down.
It usually does.
I don't know why, but it is, and that was our experience. Number 9, the air compressor that's used to reinflate your tires at the bottom of the mountain, the hoses can melt.
Yep.
Number 10, your deodorant may fail during the trip. And those
Good one,
were
Sonny. Really good
my
one.
observations.
And yeah, you actually had some good experiences. We went down a couple of good trails, and one of them was the Ophir Pass, where I went and drove to Ophir, and then you drove back. So that
It was my first time driving off road, and it was it was interesting, and it's a little bit of technical driving, not a lot, no boulder crawling or anything like that,
Right.
and it was beautiful. The one thing I determined, however, when you're driving, you can't look around. You have to focus on the road.
Yeah,
So
no.
you don't get to look at the vistas and the
Not as
views.
much. You kind of have to stop and look around if you want to do that. And that's why when I was a passenger and you were driving, and you did a great job, by the way, that was nice for me to see some of the things that
Yeah, it was
you
nice.
miss. Yeah.
It was.
Because you really have to concentrate. You're going 3 to 4 miles an hour and very, very technical stuff. So when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about this and some of the things we've been doing.
Would like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today. If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And welcome back. Of course, the vacation was wonderful and all. We got lots of pictures and You can go to YouTube and see most of these things. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but this article about the health benefits of taking a vacation is really important, and we both feel physically and psychologically much, much better than...
Rejuvenated.
Yeah, kind of rejuvenated. And it says here that a number of studies have shown that taking time away from the job can be physically and psychologically health benefits. People who take vacations have lower stress, less risk of heart disease, and a better outlook on life. More motivation to achieve goals. So if you need a little convincing, here's a list of things. Improved physical health, improved mental health, greater well-being all around.
Decreased burnout.
Yeah, increased mental power. Improve from family relationships. Very important. Of course, you could be going on vacation with families and maybe you've resolved some issues there, but just spending time together is a really important thing because that's how you can get along with people and you can keep your relationship vibrant and things like that just by observing how you behave to other people, to people you're closest to. You always hurt the one you love was the old song, remember, Fats Domino? And when you're together a lot, things happen, but we don't have much of that at all. In fact, we have a little system, and I don't know if it's kind of a system that I use. When it gets too tense, we just stop. Give it a little break, and then it all goes away.
And sometimes you just need to talk about it.
That's true.
Yeah. Walking away doesn't resolve it, and you also, each person has his own style for how they deal with stress and so on. I mean, for me, one of the things that you've talked about in the show over the years is the telomeres at the ends of the genes, and that they are the life expectancy components at the end, that you can add more telomeres and have a longer life.
More length, yeah.
And you know, so we were kind of, we got at one point we were on the engineer pass, and we took a wrong turn.
Yeah.
And the path was immediately obviously wrong, but it was so narrow. We really were having trouble trying to figure out how to turn around and to get off of that path. Yeah,
we got to a ledge, which was about maybe 3 feet high. And
in the middle of the road.
Yeah, so you couldn't climb it. I could have probably climbed it, but we decided that was the spot to turn around. And I was making one of these 5-point turns, and the back wheel drops off the edge, and the road is about 2 feet higher than the field that is next to it.
Thank God, because a lot of those roads are big drop-offs from the roads.
For sure.
And in this case, we got where we were in a dilemma when the back wheels went off the road.
Yeah.
It was an opportunity, as we say, for me to increase my telomeres because putting yourself under stress and dealing with it and having opportunities like that, this shot of adrenaline, that increases the telomeres.
Yeah.
So like a cold plunge, but
kind of like a cold plunge. And what happened was I reassessed it, and I decided dropping back and backing up into the field. And then I went and looked around and see where I could get back on the road because it was a big jump to get back on.
It was an embankment kind of. It was soft. That was the problem.
Yeah.
It was very soft, sandy kind of.
Yeah. So we meandered
wended our way literally through the spruces.
Yes, spruce trees and everything, and finally got back, and the one wheel was stuck half off and half on, backed up, and finally just got.
It was an adventure.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
we have a dash cam, and so it records everything. That's
so if you look at Engineer Pass, there, in fact, in the notes on the YouTube, it's where we got into trouble, so you can actually go right to that spot.
But the point was how we reacted. You know, I've never been in a situation like that.
Yeah, many times.
And so all you can hear is me going, but I didn't say a word.
No, you didn't say anything.
I was really surprised at how I reacted. I just kept breathing and waiting and trusting that you would get us out of it.
Well, when you get stuck, there's certain things that you go through to figure out how to get out. And obviously I'm here, so I've always gotten out.
Right, right. Yeah, but that was then. This is now.
That's true, yeah.
But the point was you kept getting out of the car and looking carefully and planning and seeing where the route was, walking around. And you did that several times in order to get us out of there. And it all worked out fine, thank goodness, and no damage to the vehicle.
No.
Surprisingly, with the driving through the spruce tree.
Well, we got the sliders, and they stick out a little bit, so the trees
Protected
are blocked by that, so you don't damage the panels.
vehicle,
Yeah.
right. And it was an adventure.
Yeah, and of course, this is a stress reliever. Once you get out of that, you go, oh, we can do these things, and that's very nice, too. So
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
to know that you can.
Yeah. It says here that trip planning alone helps boost happiness, and I always find that, and that's why I start planning way ahead of time, because I get excited about it. I look forward to it, start making a couple of lists and things like that. So
And plotting
very
the
important.
route and looking at the weather and
Yeah.
all of the things that go into not only and this time, you know, we've had adventures in the past over the years that have ended up fine, but it was all based on the report we got didn't comport with the facts
Yeah, like
when
the
we
time
got
we
there.
climbed the mountain, they said it was 3 hours, and it was 3 hours up and 3 hours down.
Right. Plus, there was a small glacier across the entry of the trailhead, you know.
Yeah,
but
we've
other
had some-
than that, we
yeah.
were.
And that's the way adventures work. That's why we call them adventures. Is nothing is completely set in stone. You don't know what's going to happen, and that's part of the fun for me. That's part
Well,
of the
it
fun.
is, but this little by little, we're getting better at really digging in, delving down, trying to get as much information as possible, and preparing ourselves. And you spent a lot of time researching this stuff, and we also watch a lot of the YouTube videos of people doing recoveries.
Yeah, and I've been off-roading since the 60s, so I'm really experienced at this. One of the things it says here, and the last thing it says is, don't waste time worrying, instead open up to curiosity, and that's what life is all about for me, for sure. Some of the things interesting, the importance of taking a vacation, but one of the things that we found, eating on the road, if we eat at good restaurants, we don't have any problems whatsoever. And so there's lots of fast food and choices that you have on the road, but what we did is mostly just ate at breakfast.
Right.
Didn't have any lunch. We usually
And
have
our
a little...
breakfast there's no pancakes, no toast,
No,
no
just
grits, no hash
eggs and
browns.
bacon or eggs and sausage.
Bacon, right.
And then we don't eat it all day, pretty much. We might have a couple of pieces of chocolate, which is a nice boost. And
Dark chocolate.
Yeah, dark chocolate. And then we try to pick out a really nice place to eat in the evening most of the time, not every time. And a lot of times that was microbrewery, which had good food, or we might have gone through some of these nice restaurants that are all over Colorado, and always a great meal. So it's important. One of the articles that I have in this week's Health Signals is poor diets in the U.S. are the national security threat. And I guess the reason they call it a security threat is because of the disease now. We have some of the poorest diets in the world, and if you relate that to the COVID 1984 thing, then you're saying, well, we should have more people sick because of our diet. And we'll go into this after the break.
Poor diet leads to illness. And
Yeah, exactly. We'll be right back, folks. You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TD and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And we've been talking about vacations and how important they are, and there's a number of articles in the newsletter that talk about the fact that people don't take their vacations. And I know for many years I didn't take a vacation because I would go to a conference twice a year, and that would be my time away, and I didn't have anything I particularly needed to do or wanted to do. And in fact, I accrued so much vacation time that in 1999, when I had to have some major surgery, I had accrued enough to be out of the office for 7 weeks with pay. And fortunately, at that time, they were still accruing the vacation time. You could carry it forward. Mm-hmm. And so that worked out. But ultimately, it didn't do me any good mentally. And it didn't do me any good physically because I didn't have any downtime. And today, it's incredibly worse because we are so attached to our devices. We're never away. Yeah. I mean, I had clients getting my out-of-office message, which included directions on how to contact my partner and how to get other people to help you if you needed help while I was gone. And I still had people calling my cell phone saying, well, I know you're on vacation, but I just have this little question I want to ask you, you know. And I basically had to force myself not to respond. And because if I don't do it, what's going to happen? I'll end up working through my whole vacation, and that's not the way it should be.
That's for sure.
And people don't, you know, in this technology world, everybody's connected, and you expect to be connected 24/7.
It's hard to put it down, that's for sure, even on vacation. You
and people
yourself,
expect. They expect you'll be accessible.
Yeah. So let's talk about the national threat as far as the poor diets is concerned. And this is really related to income, too, because we have a lot of cheap food in America. And the cheap food is the fast food and the dinners and things that you can get that you
take out.
Take out and things like that. And, of course, the big push is for takeout. So a lot of people, I've seen takeout breakfasts at Cracker Barrel and things like that. Takeout food is... I would say second rate compared to normal food, just because it's being handled so much more.
Well, if you eat in the car all the time,
that's not healthy either.
That's not healthy either,
So related to the income, the minorities are really holding the bag here because they eat poorer and poorer. So if you go into the black communities or any...
not just minorities, but anybody in a lower income. Yeah, well, you got to feed the family.
That's right.
And how do you feed the family? You want the most food for the least amount
That's
of money.
the name of the game, and unfortunately, the cheap food is not very good for you. It lacks in nutrition, and people are getting sick more often if you're in a poorer neighborhood. And even
Well, you
with the
don't have
COVID,
access to
with the
fresh-
COVID thing, poorer people are getting whacked a lot more. And this, I believe, this is my opinion, that it's directly related to the diet.
But this article says, while social and economic factors such as lower education, poverty, bias, and reduced opportunities are major contributors to population disparities, they are likewise major barriers to healthy food access and proper nutrition. Poor diets lead to a harsh cycle of lower academic achievement in school, lost productivity at work, increased chronic disease risk, increased out-of-pocket health costs, and poverty for the most vulnerable Americans. And, you know, again, you have been saying year after year after year, it's all about the food.
Yeah. And we find that there's poor food in two of the places where we would expect learning going on. Schools do not have good nutrition, and neither do hospitals have. They have poor nutrition. So here you're expecting to get well in a place, and we have all kinds of drugs and people knowing what they're doing in those places, but the quality of the food is very, very poor in both the schools and the hospitals. So this is something you would think that we'd start thinking about this and saying, this is where we want the best food. If you're going to get well, if you want to learn stuff, you need good nutrition.
And if you want your children to grow into healthy adults, you have to start when they're children.
Yeah, you better start them cooking fast. And most of the people that I know that are related to the Primal Lifestyle type of eating that we do teach their children very early, and the children love making bacon and eggs and things like that. It's easy to make. It's the other stuff that's hard. You need recipes for stuff, but a piece of meat you don't need a recipe for. Right. It's just that simple to me. So we need more investment in nutrition. The paper's authors called for the expansion of the federal investment in nutrition science by creating a new office of the National Director of Food and Nutrition. I'm not sure that's the way to go. Let's just concentrate and give people the good food.
Well, get the information out there and then let people make decisions based on that.
Yeah.
You know, if the information is out there, unfortunately with this current crisis, it points out how much misinformation there is and on all sides of every issue.
Yeah. One of the articles in the thing is about Holland. Of course, that's my country. And the Dutch are a different breed of people because they don't like to be told what to do. And in the article, they explain that they have no regulations in Holland for wearing masks, and most people don't. They leave it up to the individual, which I've said before, that's the way it should be. Give us the information, and if I feel threatened, I'm going to do the proper thing.
Well, you know, they are requiring masks in certain, when there's a high density of people, but otherwise they're not. And it's...
And it's not that masks don't do something to block things. They do. I think it's just the manner of the way people are using them, because I've seen many people, they just pull it down under their chin, and now you're breathing in all that stuff from the outside of the mask. So, I mean, and if you're handling the mask improperly, it doesn't do you any good. So most...
And under your nose.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
All over the place.
That's got to be the worst thing, yeah. And we don't dispose of them. We wear them over and over again. So there's a lot of things going on with this, and you know, we always kind of have complied with whatever wishes. The store we went to the restaurant we went into, we always complied with what they wish, because this is what we do. This is the polite. We're coming into your place. What do you want us to do? We'll do it. No problem.
Yeah, well, and the other thing that was very interesting on our trip was the differences among the hotels and among the stores in terms of, for example, most of the hotels were not providing housekeeping services. Once you got there, if you were there for 2 nights, they didn't come in during the time you were there.
Right.
They cleaned the room thoroughly before you got there. They cleaned the room thoroughly after you left.
And they gave you a discount because of that.
Yeah, because they couldn't provide breakfast, and they couldn't provide a lot of the services that you
And the other thing I found is the road. And the roads were empty most of the time, so traveling was great. And the gas stations, no problem. You know, some of them you had to cover up, some of them you didn't. Some of them were cleaner than normal, some of them weren't.
So, well, but yeah, you know, and then we had, going into a lot of the towns that we went to, some of them we had been to before, Uray, Durango, Eagle, and we did find that there were stores closed that didn't make it during because of the shutdown.
Yeah, we don't know if they're closed permanently, but it seems like it. Yeah, a lot of them.
The for lease sign in the window is a pretty good sign.
Yeah, that's for
You
sure.
know, our favorite chocolate and coffee place was in Durango was out of business.
So we have another segment, so stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us, and Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN has developed a daily programming lineup for traders by traders. We start every trading day live at 8:30 a.m. with Tommy O'Brien hosting the morning market kickoff as he starts the day off by breaking down everything you need to know about what's going on for the trading day ahead. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento takes your calls and questions live on the air for the opening bell as he hosts Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom and Tommy O'Brien host the Bull Bear Trading Hour. At 11 a.m., it's Kevin Hinks and Alex Coffey from TD Ameritrade Network with Fast Market, Basil Chapman at noon with the Tiger Technicians Hour, Steve Rhodes hosts the Trader's Edge at 1 p.m., Dave White with the Power Trading Hour at 2 p.m., and Tom O'Brien closes out the day for the final hour of trading live from 3 till 4. Don't miss a second of our daily programming lineup. Tune in to Tiger TV every trading day live at TFNN.com. Educating investors.
So if you haven't gone on vacation, we highly recommend that you take a week or 2 weeks or even maybe a long weekend and just get it out of your system.
Get away. Get away. You
it's
know,
an important thing.
being off, being closed down and being shut down and being quarantined was not a vacation.
No. And I think it's kind of safer on the road. I mean, you're with somebody you already have been with. You don't have close contact with people. And you're on the open road with not a lot of other cars there. There's truckers there, but everything's out there is pretty safe, and if you go to Oklahoma, you don't even have to do anything.
Don't have to wear a mask.
You know, you have to kind of conform to what's out there, and I think that's probably the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of country to see here in the United States, and that's what we've been about the last few years, and I think we're going to continue doing our road trips every year, and maybe even add a couple as we go on in your last year. I'm in the last couple of years of what we want to do as far as work, and we don't know how we're going to extend it. We know we are going to extend it, but we don't know quite how that looks. Of course, we have the show, and that anchors us to this area of the country, and this is where we're staying.
And we're good.
Yeah, we're good. So
Yeah.
we're very happy with our vacation and looking forward to the next one, and really encourage you to take that break. It's no fun being locked up in the house, that's for sure. And even if you have a gorgeous, gorgeous house, it's still, you're kind of a
I
prisoner.
think there's some element of people are afraid they're going to lose their jobs if they take vacations,
Yeah.
and they're afraid if they're going that they'll be replaced because of what's going on. But ultimately, what it comes down to again is the articles show, the research shows that you're more productive, you are more creative, and you are more ready to go when you come back from a vacation.
Yeah, and just be smart when you're out there, and you'll be fine. It's safe, just as safe as
it really is.
I think it's safer out there because you're not as crowded, and the people are really conscientious. They do stay away from you, and it's kind of a nice feeling. Even when there's a crowd, it kind of disperses. You're walking along the street, people avoid you, and you're not bumping into people like normal in a lot of crowded areas. So if you're on vacation, you're used to the crowds. That's not out there now, so that's nice.
Yeah, it was all in all, it was an excellent vacation.
Yeah. And we're glad to be back, so we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot for sticking around.
Be
Bye-bye.
safe.